Barbra Streisand says that she was just trying to pay Melissa McCarthy a compliment when she asked her if she was taking weight loss drug Ozempic in a now deleted Instagram comment. Well, the singer and actress said that she kind of forgot that, quote, the world was reading. I think she thought it was a closed conversation.
Yeah, there we go. She looked fantastic. I just wanted to pay her a compliment when she said, "Give him my regards." That's the person that Melissa McCarthy was with at this particular event. "Did you take Ozempic?" Is it wrong to ask someone how they lost weight? Well, reality star Ryan Mark Parsons thinks comments on slimming down are lovely compliments, but podcaster Lewis Oakley says it's none of Barbara's business and to ask about it in a public setting is totally wrong. Lewis, do you think that Barbra Streisand, she says, "I forgot the world was reading." Do you think she was trying to send a private message asking for tips?
She might have been, but she clearly wasn't. The whole world has seen it, and I think you might have that personal relationship with someone where you could ask, and that's fine. But I do think we all need a bit of a reality check of you cannot just go up to someone and say, "Oh, you've lost weight. How did you do it?" Because you don't know what they might be going through. You don't know if they were trying to lose weight or not. And, from a personal perspective here, there was a time about a year ago where I had a symptom that I was a bit worried about, and I'd Googled it, and it said, if you've got that and weight loss, you could have cancer. And I was a bit worried about that, and then about 2 days later, someone said to me, "You've lost loads of weight." Now, they were trying to be nice, but to me, I heard, "You've got cancer." And I was terrified, and it's the UK, so you couldn't get a doctor's appointment. So I spent about 2 weeks worried that I was seriously unwell until I could get that doctor's appointment.
What if you put it as a question rather than a statement? What if you say something like, have you lost some weight? Is that better?
I just think you could say to someone, "You look great." Then we're not bringing their weight into it, because also, why is weight a big topic? Now, I know that
because it's a multi-billion-dollar industry is why. It's a global fetish.
I understand, but I think, people putting that out there and, commenting on people's weight, I just think it's just not what we should be doing.
I think it should be celebrated. I think if you're losing weight, that should be celebrated. Back in 2019, when I was on The Apprentice, I was looking at clips of myself on BBC One, and I had about 6 chins. And thankfully, I had an honest, candid friend who said to me, "You are fat." And I thought, that's great. Thank you very much. I'm going to go to the gym, I'm going to run, and that motivated me to lose the weight. So it depends on the feeling behind saying, "You're fat, you're overweight." And it was from a friend. I knew it was coming from a good place. Barbra Streisand and Melissa McCarthy, they worked on a song together. They know each other. So clearly it's coming from a good place, and I think that is fundamental.
It can come from a good place, but at the same time, you don't know how someone's going to react. Yes, there are people that if you say to them, "You're fat, sort it out," they'll say, "Oh, thank you so much, I'm going to go to the gym." Other people might go the complete opposite way.
But you're forgetting, right now, in England, about 26% of adults are obese. The World Health Organization are reporting that 4 million people every year are dying from being overweight or obese. We are dealing with a fat epidemic.
Okay,
yeah, I know
that. Not only in this country, but around the world.
But I'm not seeing any research that says, right, if we just go around and say to people, "You're fat, fat, fat," that's going to sort it out. I think the problem...
I don't think Barbra Streisand was in any way saying, "You're fat." I mean, that wasn't the accusation.
Oh, no.
I think the issue was, Ryan Mark, is that she asks, "Did you take Ozempic?" Now, to a lot of people, that's a sort of accusation of, you didn't do this, did you, by...
willpower.
Cutting down and going to the gym. Did you take a medication? That, I think, is what people wondered was behind Barbra Streisand's comment. Now, of course, she says, "No, it wasn't. I was just offering a compliment. I just wanted to say you look fantastic and sort of find out how you did it."
Well, I guess she was inquisitive. Ozempic is on the rise, especially in the US. It's very accessible, especially if you have a lot of money. Sharon Osbourne, for example, is a well-known celebrity that has admitted to taking Ozempic. So I guess...
And Oprah.
Oprah as well. So I guess Barbara was inquisitive and she just wanted to know, was that the way? Because it's probable.
Yeah, and Lewis, would it be OK if she'd said, "You look great, did you go to the gym?" I mean, would that have been all right?
Well, I don't know, because I actually think it's about how well you know the person, so I can't comment on their relationship. You know, I wouldn't dream of walking in here and saying, you know, something about your weight and then asking and surmising what you might have done, because it's just not appropriate. I say to you, you look great, and that's it, and that's fine. You know, we definitely all have friends where that is fine to ask how they did it, but I just think it shouldn't be a given, like, oh, you can just walk up to anyone and say it. And also, you just don't say it on social media. You would say that over a coffee together, maybe, but you don't put it on social media, because then it means that the whole world thinks that that person's weight is up for debate.
I feel like if she'd said, you look great, I need to know your secrets, that would have been all right.
Yeah, looking great.
But I think nowadays, you say anything about weight and someone's offended.
It's a minefield.
It's everyone is so overtly sensitive.
Sylvia on X says that she lost weight on a diet and she wanted people to compliment her. She does add a corollary. She said, but what you should never do is ask a woman if she's pregnant. Ever.
Yeah, well, obviously
not. I mean, that's... obviously. Right, in 2016, just like to point out, Melissa McCarthy said she never wants weight to be the most interesting thing about herself, so she would be appalled we're even having this discussion. Thank you both very much indeed. We asked you, is it right or wrong to comment on weight loss? And most of you said no, it is not wrong to comment. Keep sharing your tips about how you lost the weight.